I'd make 5 points. The first one is, I think we've got a very good team assembled. We had a chance to listen to each other this morning. It's a diverse team. You've got people that run businesses that are just based in the United States. You've got globally oriented companies, export-oriented companies. We've got small business, big business. We've got technology sector, services sector. We've got a broad variety of opinions, and we've got strong-minded people that are going to say what's on their mind. So I think we've started the right way by assembling a diverse group that can give you a good perspective on the economy and good ideas in council in terms of how do we make the economy better. So I want to say thanks publicly to everybody that's here today, and I'm glad to be a part of this group. I really like the way it's come together. Point number 2, there's universal agreement on the council this morning, and I think all of us want this to be laser-like focus on creating American jobs. That basically we don't like the cynicism that exists in the economy today, that we view that we share the responsibility in the private sector, in the private markets to do the things that are important to create jobs in this country, good jobs. Competitiveness is a launching pad for that, and that we have to stay focused in a global economy on competitiveness. But I think we all want this to stand for something, and pretty generally I would say the group wants it to stand for an aspirational focus on creating good jobs. So that's point number 2. Point number 3, we had a lot of discussion on topics today and what would be the critical areas of focus, and I think we're going to be able to come together pretty quickly on key areas of both practical, tactical, short-term approaches to maybe pull through and create jobs, to education, global trade, immigration, a whole series of ideas that I think we can bring short and long-term solutions, investments in R&D, energy, things like that. We want to be practical, so we want to stay focused on those things that can be accomplished, but at the same time we want to try to do some work on some building blocks that can drive long-term competitiveness. So I would say we will come to grips with a real focus that has both a short-term and long-term payback, and that I think with the group here, people have different areas of expertise and different opinions on where we should start, but there's generally a view that there's 7 or 8 general areas that are going to have the biggest yield, and that's where we want to stay focused. Point number 4, we want to have a process that you are right in the middle of. We basically see this in a 90-day kind of process. We want to share our outputs and ideas with you on that time frame that have very specific proposals. We'll work closely from a standpoint of what else is going on from a macro standpoint, but we very much want this to have a rhythm and an output that keeps us on track, makes it relevant, and again, shows that we can use the council as a launching pad for both substantive ideas, maybe longer-term public policy. The 5th point I'd make, Mr. President, is just one on outreach. Each one of us has geographic and industry constituencies that we can leverage very hard. I think a lot of this activity, in fact, most of this activity is going to happen outside Washington. We want to have sessions that are in the field. We want to have outreach sessions that are, I think, reaching out to our supply chain and various constituencies that are with us. So a big part of this is going to be about tone and about outreach and about, I would say, shared responsibility to improve the economy for the long term and create jobs and competitiveness. And so good people, both industrially and also Rich and Joe from the labor side. I think we've done a good job there. Real focus on jobs. Topics that are relevant, both short and long term, disciplined process, and a real focus on tone and outreach. I'd say those are the 5 things that we are going to put in place, as we come from this session and move forward in the future.
Good.